Welcome in, watch BC sports fans. Christian Gokel here with the head football coach for your cadets, Danny Britt, and we were just talking a little bit earlier, a little bit of the state of the union here for the football team as they get ready for a really exciting 2025 season, coming on the heels of another deep playoff run with a lot of really talented guys coming back. And coach, I want to start there. It feels like just a couple weeks ago we were getting ready for yet another road playoff game, but now all of a sudden we turn around as April. We're getting ready for spring ball, and all of a sudden summer camp will be here, and we'll be in the season before you know it.
Yeah, definitely. It goes by fast. People constantly ask me, hey, almost as soon as it's over, are you ready for football season? And my response is always no. There's a whole lot to do between now and when that happens. But yeah, it's happened very quickly, and we're in a phase right now where the kids are starting to get excited.
Listening to college football coaches, high school football coaches at this time of the year, it's always kind of the same message, which is if we had to play a game right now, we'd be in trouble. So what are the goals from now until summer and then from summer until fall, where it's just kind of like that funnel where you're starting out here and you want to narrow it down to a unit that can go out there and win week one?
Yeah, well, obviously at this time of the year, you're trying to get stronger and, in a lot of cases put on muscle mass, which is hard to do for us because we have so many guys playing other sports, which I absolutely love. I've said over and over again, and think it's incredible for these young men. And the school needs it. We're a small school. We sometimes because we play big time, football, that people forget we're a small school of only 400 kids.
Right.
So, we need them playing other sports. But so we're trying to get stronger. We're trying to get some guys healthy that had some surgeries, several different guys, or Mekhi Williams, who had turf toe, thankfully, decided to play basketball again. And so he fought through that. So we're trying to get him well from that and just things like that, getting ready for the summer training.
And those are all guys who have been there and done that before. For those people who are eighth graders right now who want to come in and play football for BC as ninth graders, what is the process starting to look like for them right now?
Right now, we're just trying to get them signed up and into the school. It's a unique situation here at BC. It's much like a small college. The way we have people, because you have to apply, you have to do certain things, you have to fill out certain information to be here. Unlike most schools that just have, eighth graders that just kind of roll over. So it's a little bit unique for us. And then, once they get here, we don't really do much with them. We invite them to come to spring practice. But then once they get here in June, we go to work with them.
And I know excited to get some of those guys in there, but also you guys have a lot of talent coming back, a lot of production from last year. One guy not coming back, the state's leading sack artist, Third Scroggins. He's down in Miami now with Mario Cristobal. I don't know that you replaced 20-plus sacks, but when you guys are looking at your roster currently right now, how do you think you're going to try to go about that?
Well, we have a little guy called Damian Guyton who has joined us, and he is an absolute stud. So we feel like he'll fit in well right there in that position. What's going to be hard to replace with Third? A lot of things are hard to replace with Third, but the type of leader, type of young man that he is, and you don't really just replace that. He was a special kid. The entire time he was here, he's been a special kid since I met him in third grade at St. James. So, it's going to be really hard to replace him. But this rising senior class has really led very well in the all season, and I feel like they will continue to do that through the summer workouts on into the season.
I do want to talk about those guys, and it kind of goes along with the next question. There is, it's got to be one of the fun things, but also one of the tough things about being a high school coach, and similarly in college, which is you take a guy like Third, develop him all the way through those 4 years. I think we kind of saw the last 5 or 6 weeks, like you just couldn't touch him. He was unstoppable, both on run defense and rushing the passer. Then all of a sudden it's done and he's off and he's somebody else's now. That's got to be tough.
It is. It's hard, but that's what you do. It's just like your own children. You raise them to be the best they can be. You raise them so that they leave you and leave you well. And it is tough because you're like, oh, now I got to start over and do this again. But it makes you so very proud. And I've been following him. I'm sure you have too on the Miami websites and stuff. And he
doesn't look like a freshman.
Oh my gosh, he does not look like a freshman. He looks like he's doing really well. And they every time any of my staff or myself talk to the Miami coaches, they brag on him.
And I know it's going to be fun to watch him this fall, but also you mentioned the junior class that's going to be seniors next year, and kind of going with that thing from third where it's going to be a culmination. We've seen flashes from all those guys, the Bubba Frasers, the Stephen Cannons, and the likes, that you've seen how elite they can be. But can you get it? And I think this is the commonality with all of your state championship teams, where it was finally at the end of 4 years with those guys, they became great high school football players, not just very good athletes, but great high school football players. If you can get this junior class to do that, I think it's going to go a long way towards making another playoff run at a state championship.
Without a doubt. And I think the first thing is staying healthy. Obviously that's going to be an issue and it's always an issue and always the goal, to stay healthy. So hopefully we can do that, running through a very tough schedule. So, but yeah, this group, if we can do that, can really culminate into a great group at the end of the season, I believe, because there's a lot of talent. They are doing an incredible job with all season workouts and understanding what all of that means.
And Coach, we're going to take a quick break. Thanks to some sponsors. We'll come back, wrap it up here. Again, just a little bit of a State of the Union with BC football, talk about some of the guys coming back, and a really big first game of the season after this.
Criminal defense, family law, DUI, and divorce. You need representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted a Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023. Online at jvdattorney.com. Coastal Living? Parker Scott Properties. With commercial, residential, and rentals. Make the call. 912-661-6142. Or go to parkerscottproperties.com. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back in. Christian Gokel alongside the head football coach of your cadets, Danny Britt. And Coach, it announced just a couple weeks ago, you guys don't go out and schedule easy teams. And week one, hitting the road to take on one of the premier programs in the state of Georgia, Colquitt. And what I thought was funny is the administration from Colquitt, when the game got announced, was like, yeah, this is a really exciting game. We wish we could have scheduled somebody a little bit easier. And I think that's kind of where both of y'all's programs are at right now, where it's you can't just get somebody to go out there and say, hey, will you play us in a home and home? It's got to be one of the top teams in the state if they're going to agree to play on the schedule.
Yeah, definitely it is. And, not exactly what I was looking for. We put out there that we needed 2 more games. We still need 1 game. But we got Colquitt County, and we've agreed to do that. I'm excited. That's going to be – we're going to scrimmage Camden, Colquitt, then Buford. That is one heck of a start to the season, but it's exciting. And, we'll be tested and playing great venues. And my family back home is excited because my one family, my sister and brother-in-law live there in Moultrie. And then the rest of my family is about 20 minutes away. So they're excited to come.
I think last year you kind of got the taste of, yeah, it's fun to go out there and play all these games, but man, it's an onslaught, especially when you have a region that's as hard as y'all's region with the Warner Robins, the Perrys, the Ware counties that you have to play through. And you mentioned at the top, the number one goal is got to be health. When it comes to approaching these games, is that something you guys kind of factor in? Is the approach to a Ware County a little bit different than a Colquitt because it's not a region game?
Not really. I don't necessarily believe in that. I want to go out and try to win every game. Now, here's the thing. If there's a kid and it is, kind of 50-50 whether he's going to play or not, and it's a non-region game, we'll probably not play that kid. And whereas if it were against Ware, yeah, we're going to play them.
Or probably not too many quarterback design runs.
Yeah, and we'll limit those sort of things, right? So I guess we're going to go try to win the game and we're going to do whatever. But there is a little bit of, hey, we don't have to win this one to get to our goals. But, yeah, I mean, here's the thing, that once you get out there, you start competing, you're competing, and that's just the way it is.
And again, it's one of those premier matchups, kind of like when you look in college football, where it's the week one, you get those really cool out of conference games. I think this is one of those ones we haven't seen a whole lot, Colquitt and Benedictine, but it's two names synonymous with winning inside of Georgia high school football. And I know last year was tough just because of injuries and a brutal schedule and some one-score losses right there in the out of region games. But man, if you can beat a Colquitt, if you can beat a Buford, I've heard it from coaches time and time again, learning how to win is a skill. And so if you can get wins in those two games, that's got to transition over to the rest of the season.
It definitely does. And it would be a huge win for us. You can also learn how to lose.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful with that. Again, I do want to schedule very good teams. I would want to, but it's kind of where we're at now. I can't get other people to play, and this is just what it is. So you got to make sure you're not doing the second part. You're learning how to win, not how to lose, and so there's a lot to all of that. But these kids are smart. These kids understand, what's going on. So but yeah, if you can upset one of those two teams, it's an incredible win that can carry you throughout the year.
Yeah, you can talk to the Atlanta Braves about learning how to lose. They can't get out of their own way right now. Last question before you get out of here, Coach. Stephen Cannon, your quarterback, he's getting offers all over the place. I know Georgia Tech, just the most recent one to come through with Brent Key and his staff. But getting him back, he was able to play in the final playoff game there. But getting him back from injury, but also having a guy like Amari Burris who came in and was able to lead your team to big region wins and into a couple of playoff wins as well. Just having that depth in the quarterback room has got to be huge. But what's that room looking like right now?
Yeah, I mean, it looks really good. Steven is looking incredible. He is stronger than ever and freakishly athletic, actually. He's the third leg on the 4x1 team that ran a 41.6 the other day, I believe it was.
Pretty fast.
And, yeah, that's pretty fast. And they were upset. They were like, we got to get in the 40s. But that's pretty good. But he's freakishly athletic. Amari is incredible. The best baseball player we got, in my opinion. I'm sure, other people could argue, but and doing really good. So Manny McGinty is in that as well. And then Thomas Brennan, that kind of completes the room right now. And those guys are all working hard, all smart, good young men that are, but Stephen, we have huge expectations from. He's got huge expectations. That wasn't him completely in that last game of the year. To be honest with you, I think you and I discussed this. It probably wasn't fair to him to play him in that last game. But then he would have probably fought me if we hadn't have.
Right. It's a lose-lose because if you don't play him and you lose, he's upset. And if you play him and you lose, it's tough. But you played a really good team.
And it was the right thing, I think, to do for this team, for our program. But it's super exciting having Amari. Yeah. Now, what we have to do is not just put Amari on the table, on the shelf. We're not going to do that. We're going to use him some at quarterback. We're going to use him in other positions. Use him defensively, use him in special teams. He's going to play football. And literally, Coach DePhillips and I had that conversation, that weekend of that loss is we're not going to put Amari Burris on the shelf. He's too good of a football player to be there. So, and if you get both of them hurt, then it wasn't meant to be. That's just kind of the way you got to look at it. Like, that's
football, man.
And it's not, it's not right for kids just to sit them there. So we're going to see what else he can do.
Well, excellent quarterback room, and not a whole lot of teams in the state of Georgia have a backup quarterback right now who has 2 playoff wins. So that's something you can fall back on. Coach, we're so excited for the season, getting into summer camp, just seeing how these guys develop, and again, just an outstanding junior class transitioning to seniors. It's going to be really exciting to watch. Going to talk to you some more as we get towards that, but we appreciate you taking the time today.
Thank you, Christian.